Her Fated Wolves, written by Lacey Carter Andersen, narrated by Elevenlabs. Chapter 1. Clover. Working at the House of Wieners is not as glamorous as it sounds. As the manager, I get all the fun of dunking wieners in hot grease, pan-frying them, and even baking them. Which, yay, am I right? I also get the privilege of dealing with customers who just want to yell at someone because their dicks are tiny and shriveled, and their partners, quite understandably, don't want to touch them. Okay, that makes me sound a little sexist. To be fair, I also get just as many shriveled vaginas that march in screaming because their last fried wiener had more cheese in it. Or, because their children are making them miserable. Their husbands have shriveled dicks, and they miss feeling like people instead of mothers to their idiot partners and to the kids who don't appreciate them. I'm pretty sure with them it's kind of like the pressure it takes to make a diamond. Only these women are under so much pressure that at a certain point they become women who just need enough damn cheese in their wiener to explode. Because that's the problem, not that they need to be appreciated by their families or get time for themselves. Nope, they need more cheese in their wieners. Well, that's my theory anyway, but I digress. What's important is that I've been thinking about my life as the manager of the House of Wieners as it comes to an end. Right now, baking by myself is my favorite part of the whole day. None of the cooks or waiters are here yet. We don't open for 2 more hours, so I just get to enjoy the silence of the restaurant and the feel of dough under my hands. It's just perfection. Because the House of Wieners is about more than just hot dogs. We make bread, pretzels, and even pretzel bites. Basically, anything adults who want to be kids still, or actual kids, would like. Things like hamburgers, French fries, grilled cheese, and lots of pastries and desserts. But my favorite things to make are the breads and desserts, because baking has always been a specialty of mine. Something that came so easy compared to all the things I suck at, that baking made me feel special. Since becoming the manager, I haven't gotten to bake as much. It's something the cooks handle, but Bob popped a tire this morning, so I get to do all the fun baking until he gets his car straightened out and arrives. So, I'm playing the band Garbage on full blast while I knead the dough on the table and scream, singing the lyrics to I'm Only Happy When It Rains, because today I'm feeling happy as hell. Happy that I get to actually cook, but even more, happy because this is my last day. Not on Earth, God no, but in this crappy big city dealing with a crappy owner who treats me like shit. Because fortune struck my best friend Willow, and now we have a get-out-of-jail-free card to this life. We get to do what few broke. Young people without family support get to do. We're picking up and leaving this city. We're heading for a town called Sleepy Hollow, where Willow has inherited a restaurant and place to live from a family she never knew she had. I'll be managing the new restaurant, and I get to create it from the ground up, with no crappy owner to have to deal with. Not only that, but I'll get to handpick servers and cooks and help with the menu, including creating dishes. It'll be the closest thing I might ever experience to having my own restaurant. A laugh of pure happiness explodes from my lips, and then I catch my reflection in the steel hood of the oven. I have flour smeared on my forehead and cheek. An apron protects most of my formal dress pants and blouse, but the apron's covered in flour, too. Normally, I hate seeing my reflection in work clothes, but not today. My smile spreads. When I work for Willow, she's already assured me that I can wear whatever I want, within reason. I know when she said within reason, she was talking about all my t-shirts covered in swear words, which I'm fine with, and maybe some of my feminist ones like, how does having a vagina mean I'm better at cleaning? Or, yes, I have curves. No, I don't care what you think about it. I might wear those, I might not. But I'm going to burn these clothes if it's the last thing I do. And that will be fine, because I'm leaving for better things. The oven beeps, letting me know the first set of pretzels is done. I pull them out to let them cool, then put in the next ones. I wipe sweat off my brow with my forearm, glaring at the hot oven. The kitchen is getting uncomfortably warm, but luckily, I have the back door open to let in some fresh air. Still, it doesn't seem to be enough, so I go to the door, ignoring the creepy, dark alley beyond it, and open the door more by shifting the heavy box, holding it open further back. Then, I stand for just a second, breathing deeply and fanning the cold air toward my face, hoping to feel a little less like a piece of meat cooking in an oven before I keep working. A movement in the darkness catches my gaze. I stiffen, peering into the shadows. It's a big city, so we do get a lot of homeless people, but I know most of them by name. They don't slink around in the darkness. They know where I've placed any food they might be interested in. Grab it and get out of here before the owner catches them and throws a fit. So what's in the darkness? And then I see it. A dog? A big dog? A set of eyes peers from the darkness, growing steadily closer. I reach behind me for one of the hot dogs I'd placed on the tray earlier to start seasoning. Here, boy, come here. Are you hungry? I've got something tasty for you. The set of eyes continues to grow closer, and then I see two more sets of eyes behind this one. Now, my heart skips a beat. I like animals. I love dogs. But I'm also not stupid. This is one of those situations where the likelihood of me being mauled to death by wild dogs might just be higher than helping out some sweet ones. I throw the hot dog out at them, and then the first dog emerges into the light from the back door. And, holy sweaty balls, it looks like a wolf. A giant gray wolf with pale blue eyes. It's easily 4 times the size of any dog I've seen in my life, and I'm guessing the 2 others behind it are similar. So, before it can leap at me, I shove the heavy box that's propping the door open with all my might and slam the door closed. I swear I hear at least one of the dogs hit the door with its huge body. There are some growls, some whimpering, but I just stand staring at the door in a panic. It grows quiet, and I just sink to the floor, my legs trembling. Okay, that didn't just happen. There's no chance there are wolves this far into the city. I'm just tired from packing and working so much the last few days. Or maybe this is from the stress of the move. As excited as I am, deep down I'm also a little worried about the change. The other oven starts beeping. I force myself to climb to my knees, then to my feet, and go pull the bread out and put more in. Bread, pretzels, and cake. I'm rotating the best I can. Behind me the door rings. I practically leap out of my skin. Did the wolf somehow learn how to ring the bell meant for deliveries and staff? My heart races as I go to the peephole and look through. But when I do, I only see Bob. No wolves, no dumb decisions that might lead to being mauled to death. Yep, I'm officially losing my mind, so I try my best to look normal and open the door. Chapter 2. Clover. The restaurant had been especially busy all day. Not just busy, but mentally draining. I'd had a kid throw a drink at me, which I'd mostly managed to clean up. When one of my waitresses gets an order wrong, I have to deal with a customer who repeats over and over again things like, "How fucking hard is it to get an order right?" I can see why she didn't go to college, and even a few gems like, "My tips help pay for all your bastard kids after your baby daddies took off." I smile politely, apologize for the screw-up, and assure him I'll make his meal myself. I don't want to say what I did to that hot dog because I'm a lady, but he definitely got an extra special meal. However, because I'm a team player, I do encourage my waitress to watch him eat the whole hot dog. Being the manager might mean that I can't say what I'd done, but I'd been a waitress here long enough that I don't put up with customers abusing my staff, and they know it. So, the waitress, Stephanie, and I take a moment to watch the man eat, grinning ear to ear as we do so, and feeling better about our lives as he devours his wiener. Which is a signal to all the employees that some sweet, sweet revenge is taking place. Within a minute, 2 cooks and 4 waiters and waitresses are standing by the door leading to the dining room, watching him finish every last tasty bite. Now, I'm not a monster. It isn't often that I make special meals for customers, but the truly awful ones? Yeah, I have a thing about delivering a little extra karma to them with a smile on my face, and no one is the wiser. The man gives me glowing reviews on our food as I bring him his check, with the wiener removed from his bill. I almost feel bad about what I'd done until he turns to his date and says, "At least the managers of this joint aren't fucking morons. They should hire more like this fat one. Didn't I tell you fat chicks are always smarter?" And then the slight guilt I feel goes floating away like one of the pudgy layers on my apparently fat chick body. I handle the rest of his meal, all the while smiling, imagining the many restaurants this man goes to and the special ingredients he likely always receives. When he leaves, he waves back at me, and I return his wave. Enjoy your food poisoning, you tiny-dicked shit. My waitress is suddenly at my side.
He's going to have a fun night, right?
I smile at her. Oh, very fun. You know I wouldn't let someone talk like that about you and get away with it. Then we exchange a quick hug.
I'm going to miss you so much,
she whispers, gripping me a little tighter. Don't worry, I handpicked my replacement. I think she might even be more twisted than me. Stephanie laughs and wipes the tears off her face before heading for one of her other tables. I stand by the front door looking back at my staff as they rush from table to table. They aren't perfect, but damn it, I love them. It isn't the first time in the last week since deciding to go to Sleepy Hollow that I feel a little sadness, but it is the first time I feel like I'm already gone.
Table for 3.
The deep voice rolls down my spine like a caress, or an instant shot of horny juice. I mean, I've been attracted to men before, but not just their voices, not like this. My nipples are already hard when I slowly turn around and see them standing at the door. How I didn't sense them walking into the restaurant is beyond me, because they have the kind of presence that a group of sexy, naked firefighters rescuing a cat from a tree couldn't master. The guy who spoke has dark hair that's neatly trimmed in a classic guy hairdo and dark eyes. He's easily 6'4", towering over my 5-foot stature. His shoulders are broad, and he's wearing a black t-shirt and jeans that, hell, look painted on. One of the men behind him is slightly taller, with blonde hair that's super long on top. He has on jeans, a plaid shirt, and a gray hoodie, with the hood up. He's got to be my age, or slightly older, but he holds himself like a college guy. One of those ones who rolls out of bed and just looks good enough to eat, doesn't seem to stress over anything, and can bang a girl until her head explodes. Heaven help me. And the third guy? You'd hope he was some asshole with greasy hair, boogers running down his face, and the air of a serial killer to balance out all this hotness. But no, I'm not that lucky. He has long black hair that comes down to his shoulders, deep green eyes, and arms that are bigger than my head. He's wearing a white button-up shirt and black slacks, clothes that are way too dressy for the House of Wieners, and he keeps glancing at me and then at the floor, like he's nervous. Nervous about me, the lady in ugly work clothes, the lady that guys like these usually either don't notice or snicker at. Not that I care, not really. If someone doesn't think I'm pretty because I eat donuts covered in bacon and actually enjoy life, they can suck it. Which, fuck, these guys aren't doing. They're just people staring at me, waiting for a table, while I basically dry hump them with my eyes, which is oh so smooth. Yet, I'm a professional, at least for a few more hours, so I tell my body to calm the fuck down and act like a normal, functioning member of society. Opening my mouth, I intend to say one of my usual lines to guests as a manager. Ooklish foo. Oh, holy shit. Is that actually what I just said? The guy in front surprises me by smiling. I swallow down whatever the hell is making me act like an idiot and try again. Welcome to your wieners. Would you like a table? They stare. I stare. It clicks. I mean House of your Wieners. That's not right. We're the place you go if you want wiener. Damn it, I might cry. The guy leading the pack only smiles more brightly.
Yes, table for 3.
Got to love someone who doesn't make an awkward moment worse. 3? Do you mean 6? Surely these guys are meeting 3 models. Girls who are so thin I could crack them in half and use them for firewood. Girls who giggle at everything they say and hear a whooshing sound in their heads every time they aren't speaking. That's the crowd men like this seem to surround themselves with. Not that I'm judging. Okay, I am. I'm usually better about that. I mean, thin or chubby people can be assholes. But looking at these guys, I can only picture them with women who belong on the red carpet. He looks back at his buddies, or whoever they are.
No, just the 3 of us.
I swallow hard. No dumb hot women. Okay, got it. Going to the hostess stand, I grab 3 menus and lead them to a booth in a corner. A booth that will allow me to watch them from the back like a horny stalker, with the added benefit of being across the restaurant from all the screaming kids and parents who look like they just want to step in front of a bus. I hand them their menus with a nervous smile. Stephanie will be with you in a moment.
Stephanie?
The blonde asks, frowning.
I thought you were our server.
I shake my head. No, I'm Clover, the manager. I don't wait tables, but rest assured I check on everything and make sure it goes well.
Clover?
The first guy repeats. Then he tilts his head, those incredible dark eyes of his pulling me under his spell.
That's a unique name. How did your parents pick it?
My brain isn't working, so I pray my mouth will handle the situation. Well, my mom was high as a kite the day I was born, and my undetermined father, but a man who likely was one of a handful of guys she spent time with for drugs, was nowhere to be found, so I'm pretty sure my mom just picked the name by staring out her hospital window at some Clover. Got to love that cocaine. I stare. They stare. I'm getting the feeling this is our thing. Every time I open my mouth without thinking and let the sludge that is my mind ooze out onto these unsuspecting strangers. The dark-eyed guy gives me that smile again.
That couldn't have been easy to deal with growing up. Is your mom doing better now?
For the first time, my mind slows down. I picture my mom the day I got home at 17 and found her. She was a shit mom. She was a shit person. But she tried, and I loved her. I glanced down at my hands, feeling less awkward and more broken-hearted. Like most druggies, she didn't make it. Addiction is a bitch. That doesn't even begin to describe it. If I had the power to destroy addiction, I would. Sometimes at night, I still dream of being about to make addiction into a tiny ball, and then burning it and smashing it until there's nothing left of it.
I'm sorry,
he says, and he sounds sincere. It's strange. I don't do dumb stuff like this. I don't swear in front of customers or tell them personal things. Hell, no one but Willow knows all of this, and yet I'm pouring my heart out to 3 strange men. Not because they're beautiful, but for reasons I don't understand. Maybe just because today is an emotional day. No worries. I force a smile, trying not to look at them. I actually don't usually say things like this to people. I apologize.
Don't apologize,
The blonde says, his blue eyes practically glowing.
we all have shit.
We all have shit, I repeat, smiling at him. That you're right about. Stephanie is suddenly beside me, and her gaze is more than a little eager as she takes in her table full of studs. I excuse myself, and I might be wrong, but they look sad to see me go. But if they're looking for eye candy, they'll get more than their fill with Stephanie. Ariane, the bitchy hostess, is pouting at the hostess stand as she stares over at us. Probably because for once her ducking outside for her 100th smoke break meant missing out on the hotties. Oh well, too bad, so sad. The owner's daughter might actually have seen a consequence to her laziness. I make my way around the dining room, checking on all the guests. There are a few small critiques, but mostly people are happy, and why wouldn't they be? This place might not be perfect, but I've been running it, and I know what I'm doing. I've been working in restaurants since I was 10 years old, mostly under the table, but doing anything I could to earn extra money. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had food on the table, electricity, or water. My mom sometimes contributed what she could from hooking, but most of that went to drugs. The upside was that I learned the restaurant business in and out, and ran a tight ship wherever I went. My restaurant with Willow will be no different, just better, because I won't be restricted by idiots. She's a rock star. She just graduated with her degree in business and will run the things I've never had to deal with, while I'll run things on the level below that. Yeah, it'll be in a small town, but with all my years spent in big cities, I'm excited about the change. Every time I see hookers, police cars, or ambulances, or hear a gunshot, I think of my mom. This new place won't haunt me like that, I hope. I can't wait for it. I'm about to head for the kitchen, checking on my last few tables as I do so, but realize to check on the people on that end of the restaurant, I'll have to walk by the guys again. Skipping their table should be easy, they just got here. I've watched Stephanie working her hardest to professionally flirt with the guys as she drops off their drinks and takes their orders, and they seem fine, other than the fact that they keep staring at me. So, there's no real reason to check on them, but the problem is, I want to stop by, so fuck it, I do. Hello? How is everything so far? The guy with the long hair stares at me, then down at the table, so I glance at Blondie. He smiles.
It's great. We actually really like this place. How long have you been working here?
Officially, I don't know, maybe about 3 years. I actually started out as a waitress and worked my way up. That's kind of the truth, but I'm striving for professional here after all my blunders.
My name is Trent, by the way.
Blondie says, then pats the guy with the short hair.
This is Asher, and this is Brax.
He finishes, pointing to the final guy. Oh, and are you three new to town? The dark-haired guy with the classic hairdo, Brax, answers,
How did you know?
I shrug. What am I supposed to say? That the city hardens people? That guys that look the way they do wouldn't give me the time of a day in this city? Nope, not going to happen. I just had a feeling. Brax continues, and I love the way his muscles move beneath his t-shirt as he shifts in the booth.
We're here for some business, just for a few days.
Which is code for,
We're here to fuck some chicks and never call them again.
but whatever. Maybe I'm just a little grumpy after seeing that happen over and over again. Certainly, these guys don't deserve me labeling them like that. Oh, nice, I tell them. Well, I hope you enjoy your time here. I turn to go when Trent's voice calls me back.
Clover?
Yes? I stare at him in confusion.
When do you get off?
Then his cheeks burned.
I mean, when do you get off work tonight?
After close, around 11. I'm usually the last to leave. Holy fuck. Did I just tell a group of strange men I'll be at the restaurant alone until late? I'm usually smarter than that. Something is wrong with me. But my giant boyfriend walks me home, of course. They all stare at me for a minute, but Brax is the one to answer, and he looks surprisingly pissed.
Your giant boyfriend.
That's what I said, I respond, but my voice comes out far too high.
Who is this guy?
And, yup, he sounds as pissed as he looks.
I mean, ouch.
He swings a glare at Asher, who instead of looking shy, looks like he's trying to tell Brax something with his gaze alone. Brax starts to rub his leg under the table.
I mean, boyfriend, okay. How long have you two been together?
Not long. About as long as this conversation. Well, enjoy the rest of your meal, I squeak out, and then before they can question me further, I run for it. I know I'm a coward, but I hang out in the back for a while. I'm already caught up on my paperwork and have everything ready for the new manager to take over tomorrow, which I'm super proud of. But I walk through the kitchen nervously, enough times that I'm pretty sure I'm annoying the cooks. Then I check all the dates on the food in the fridge and freezer before I resort to lingering by the door going out to the dining room, where I catch a glimpse of the three men every time it opens. I feel pathetic. I've never been the type of woman to get nervous around men or act like an idiot. But I've never felt this instantly attracted to anyone before either. A feeling that I'm sure is one-sided. My best bet is to avoid the handsome men. They'll be heading back to wherever they came from in a few days, and I'll be far from this town by tomorrow morning, falling all over myself in front of them, imagining they like talking to me, or seemed bothered by my made-up boyfriend. None of it matters. I just have to get through tonight. So, it's with mixed feeling that I eventually notice they've gone. Asher, Trent, and Brax. 3 men who I will fondly think of while using my vibrator in the future. 3 men I'd made a fool of myself in front of. It's for the best. Now I can focus on saying my goodbyes and getting this place closed up. Chapter 3. Clover. It's late when I finally finish closing up. I'm pretty sure my mascara has run down my face to the point where I look like a twisted clown. But the goodbyes from my staff hit harder than I thought. After they'd left, I'd cried like a baby for a while, forgetting all about how happy I was to leave this city behind and start a new life. I forgot all about my best friend, Sleepy Hollow, and our new restaurant. I just cried, like my mom had told me one night while I was cleaning up her vomit.
Sometimes doing the right thing hurts.
And it did tonight. I'm nearly to my car, lost in my own thoughts, when I realize people are there. Taking several steps back, a scream catches in my throat. I yank out my mace as a dark shape looms toward me, and I start spraying while screaming like the great Xena warrior princess herself. The man in front of me starts screaming too, his voice nearly as high as my own, and he stumbles into the light of a lamppost near us. which is when I realize it's one of the guys from the restaurant. Brax. "What the fuck?" I shout.
Brax?
One of the shadows says, heading toward us. I scream again and start braying, and then he's screaming too. Trent, the blonde one. His hood gets thrown back, and he's rubbing at his eyes like I threw liquid fire in his face, which I kind of did. Only, as he's moving around like an idiot, he crashes into Brax, and the two huge men go down like trees. Brax tries to stand up, a garbled noise coming from his throat. I can't tell if he's aggressive, angry, or confused, but I err on the side of caution. Without hesitating, I kick him as hard as I can in the crotch, and he goes back down with a whimper. A flicker of something unexpected comes and goes inside of me, and I clench my mace harder, ready to handle whatever these sick fuckers had planned for me. If they thought I was some wilting flower, now they should know that they were wrong. I'm going to teach them, one kick to the crotch after another, that I won't be messed with. I sense another person emerging from the shadows and swing my mace toward him, ready to strike if he gets too close.
Clover, wait!
He shouts from near my car. "Come on, come closer," I whisper under my breath.
Just slow down a second.
He practically begs. "Oh, I'll slow down. I'll slow down if you come close enough for me to kick your ass. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm pretty sure I sound like a badass." I can actually hear him sigh, even from this distance.
We hung around after to ask you on a date. That's all?
Date? Please, motherfucker, you think this is my first rodeo? I'm going to beat you all to a pulp and shove your date right up your asses. Something comes flying toward me, and I swear I'm ready to mace it too when the rose hits the ground in front of me.
Seriously, we liked you. We felt awkward trying to get to know you while you were working and didn't want to come across as pervs. We thought this would be better, but maybe with 2 of the lampposts being out and the overall creepy vibe and you being a woman alone. Shit. Yeah, okay, this was a bad idea. We're just not used to asking women out.
It's strange. He sounds so vulnerable. Vulnerable enough that I'm rethinking spraying him in the face. At least as much as the others. You seriously expect me to believe that 3 men who look like you don't know how to ask women out? Seriously? You guys must really think I'm stupid. He's quiet for a second, then says,
You do know that regardless of what we look like, we need to find a woman attractive too before we ask her out.
And what? I'm the first woman you've seen in your lives? He gives a snort laugh.
Hardly, but you're one of the first we've wanted to ask out.
All of you? I ask, starting to feel less like Xena and more like every heroine in a Shakespearean comedy. All 3 of you want to take me on a date? Together? Me? I can almost hear the smile in his voice.
Yeah, it's weird, but it was either we all go out with you, or we all fight each other for you. We settled on this.
He must really not want to get maced and kicked in the crotch to be saying all of this. I mean, I don't blame him, but still, the boy has an imagination. So all 3 of you just desperately wanted a piece of this?
Yes.
The blonde rasps from the ground, but the good boy stays where he is. Unfortunately for my crotch-kicking foot.
The second we smelled you, saw you, we had to have you.
In the trunk of your car?
We're attracted to you, you crazy woman.
Brax shouts, still holding his crotch.
My God, it's like you've never been asked out before.
Someone is a little moody, for reasons unrelated to my crotch-kicking boot, I'm sure. I've been asked out plenty of times, I'll have you know. I've been ridden enough that they couldn't even list me in fair condition. Brax actually groans.
There's no way she's spoken to men before. Or maybe she's spoken to the wrong men before.
Asher says, a little anger edging his voice. Brax's watery gaze meets mine.
Is that what this is about? Have some men been assholes to you before? Because we'd be willing to hunt them down and kill them.
That's unexpectedly sweet, but I won't be distracted. No, this isn't about the assholes I've dated, although, yeah, I have dated a few of them. This is about 3 big men approaching me in a dark parking lot.
I believe we've established that was stupid,
Trent says, and I'm pretty sure he's getting closer to me, almost in mace range. Careful, I tell him, aiming right at him. Trent gave another loud sigh.
What about this? That bar across the street? We'll go there, and if you want to join us, head over. No pressure. We'll be there, in our brightly lit public place, just waiting. And if you decide not to come, that's okay too. Guys?
Is she going to kick us or mace us again?
Brax asks, more than a little grumpy. Not if you're moving away from me, I tell him, narrowing my eyes. The two guys on the ground get up slowly, then very deliberately walk away from me. One of them is limping a little, but both have puffy faces and rubbing their eyes like they're trying to start a fire. The third man joins them, but I can feel him glancing back at me. As I watch them moving away from me, I feel strangely alone and disappointed, and like maybe my shoot first, ask questions later approach to life wasn't the best way to handle the situation, which, to be honest, has gotten me into trouble before tonight. Lowering my mace, I just stare at their retreating forms. I remember the moment they walked in the door and the attraction that hit me like a brick when I saw them. It's quite possible that these are the hottest men I've ever seen in my life, and my one chance for a foursome that I'll think about with fondness when I'm old and my lady bits are hanging close to my ankles. What's more, they seemed genuinely nice. Nice and hot. A lethal combination. They walk across the street, reach the bar, and I swear, they look back at me before they disappear inside. I put my mace back in my bag and head to my car, feeling more than a little glum. Maybe I was wrong. The thought keeps circling around in my head. Men who had planned to abduct me and eat my flesh in their sandwiches probably wouldn't have walked away right now. That idea just makes me feel worse, but my mean brain isn't done. And nice guys who were hoping to take me on a date probably wouldn't be interested in me after I maced them and kicked their crotches. Correction, only one crotch was kicked, but still. Turning on my car, I sit there for a minute. I'd finished all my packing last night. It was all sitting by the door of my apartment, ready to be loaded into my car the next morning. All my furniture and other big items had been sold. So basically, right now I'd be hurrying home to go sleep on the floor. I was fine with it before, knowing I had an early morning. So why am I hesitating now? Releasing a slow breath, I decide that a couple of drinks won't hurt if they're still willing to hang out with me. Then I'll head home, ready to start my new life. A couple of drinks never hurt anyone, right? Chapter 4. Clover. Their hotel is far nicer than the bar. At least that's what I tell myself as we arrive to distract myself from overthinking what I'm doing. I might have talked a big game with the guys, but this will be my first official one-night stand if things go in the direction they seem to be going, and I'm nervous. So I focus on the hotel. It's a suite, with a shared living room and 2 bedrooms connected to it. It's also in the nicest hotel in town. Liquor burns inside of me, but it's not the liquor that has me so excited. After having a good laugh over the parking lot beatdown, I'd actually gotten to know the guys. And they're awesome. More than awesome. They're the men of every woman's wildest dreams. Asher is as sweet as he seemed, even though he looks like some kind of Greek god, with his long hair, green eyes, and body type, huge and muscular. He speaks softly, smiles sweetly, and seems to have eyes for only me. He also fully admitted that he sucks when talking to women, especially beautiful women, but will try his best for me. His implication being that I was beautiful kind of sent butterflies exploding in my stomach. Brax appears to be the leader of the 3 guys. He has this way of taking command of every situation, almost like a mafia boss. Even in the bar, everyone seemed to clear out of his way when he approached the bartender, asking for more drinks. He's not quiet exactly, but he seems to say exactly what he wants to say, nothing more or less. And Trent? Damn, that boy is funny. Like, shockingly funny. His jokes had a way of taking me by surprise. He might look like some frat boy football player with the kind of body you want to lick up and down, but his jokes are smart. His every comment makes me want to laugh. Between the 3 of them, they can have any woman they want. But shared? Fucking hell, they're a force to be reckoned with. So when they asked to go back to their hotel room, I didn't hesitate. Not because of the drinks, but because of them. Because they're incredible, and because they make me feel beautiful and special. A girl's boob literally popped out of her dress while she was dancing, and they didn't even take a glance. I know because I was watching them. Several women hit on them, and they were so cold they could have been made of ice. I want these guys. I want an amazing last night that I'll never forget, and I know they're the ones to give it to me. So, I came here, trying to behave like I do this kind of stuff all the time, and probably failing. Not that this is my first time or anything, just my first time having sex with multiple guys at the same time. The thought makes me blush. I need to stop thinking, or I'll overthink and end up running for it. Standing in the middle of the hotel room, though, I start to get really nervous. Brax goes to the stereo and puts something on. Not quite dance music, but something with enough beat that it doesn't feel like he's setting the mood. Brax then goes to the bar area and asks,
Another screwdriver?
They're my favorite and what I'd been getting all night long, so I nod. Trent goes to the white couch, which looks out at a pretty decent skyline.
You want to get off your feet? You were working all night.
And it doesn't even sound like a pickup line. I head over and then sit a little distance from him, feeling uncertain about what they expect here. This kind of feels like the setup to a porno, except we need a pizza man. Asher sits as far away from me on the couch as he can, and then answers me with a frown.
You know we don't have to do anything tonight. We just want to get to know you. It's not about sex.
Which is about the sexiest thing he could have said. Brax hands me my screwdriver and the guys their beers. That whole alpha energy is radiating off of him in waves so strong that it's hard to swallow a sip of my drink. He's also watching me, intently, like he's a predator, and I'm his prey. But not in a I want to eat you kind of way, more like a I want to eat you out kind of way, which makes me blush.
You're very beautiful, Clover,
he says, his voice as low and sexy as the first time I heard him speak.
I bet you're the kind of woman who has men throwing themselves at her all the time.
I snort laugh, then realize he's serious. Yup, that's me. I'm like catnip to the men.
Cats?
Trent says in shocked horror.
Tell me you're a dog person.
I lift a brow. What if I said I like dogs and cats? I like them to cuddle together, fight together, and be siblings. I like every video with a dog and a cat together as best friends. Trent sighs dramatically, running his hands through that messy hair of his.
I guess I can live with that, as long as you like dogs too.
Asher shakes his head, his long hair dancing like waves.
Ignore him. I see him petting cats all the time.
He means pussies.
Trent shouts, but then his eyes widen as they fall on me.
Kidding. I'm as particular about my pets as I am about my pussies.
And now I'm laughing. I swing back some of my drink, then lean forward to put it down on the table in front of me. The table Brax is sitting on, still staring at me like he wants to take a bite out of me. Or more accurately, a slow lick of me. A shiver rolls down my spine. Asher wipes his hands on his pants and inches closer to me.
So, would it be weird to ask if your big boyfriend is going to have an issue with you being here in a hotel with us?
I realize that I never cleared that up. And a laugh explodes from my mouth. Truth time, fellas, I do not have a boyfriend. I just didn't want to get stalked. Which kind of ended up happening anyway with the mace and the dark parking lot thing. Asher lets out a rush of air.
Thank God you're single.
His genuine relief that I'm not taken makes my heart soften. These big weirdos really do seem to think that I'm some kind of amazing catch that they better not lose. Which Willow would agree with. Me? I'm not so sure. But I'm definitely smitten with these guys. Leaning over, I kiss Asher. Some part of me expected the hotel room to just fade away in that moment, but it doesn't. I'm just sitting there, kissing him, feeling like a moron and nothing. But then, he slowly kisses me back, and holy balls on a stick. It's hot. His lips are hard and strong, kissing mine gently, like he's feeling me out, but at the same time like he's desperately trying to hold himself back. With each second, his battle over his control seems to wane, and our kiss grows deeper and deeper until my whole body is shaking. When I break our kiss, I realize that Brax has shifted closer to us. He's staring, and I feel awkward again. I'm sorry, I've never done this before. I mean, not sex. I've sexed it up. I mean, between the guys I've dated and my vibrator, I know how to get there. You know what I mean? Dear God, shut up. I just meant, I have no idea how it works with more than one guy. Brax kneels down in front of me.
There's not much you need to know. Except, stop talking about other guys. We're not idiots. We understand that a woman is entitled to take care of her needs and take as many lovers as she wants. We don't care about body count, but what we do care about is feeling like right now, in this moment, you're only thinking about us.
I swallow hard. Fair enough. Then he rises up on his knees so that our faces are even.
And just relax. We'll never do anything that you don't like. And if you want us to stop anything, we'll stop right away. This should be all about you and your pleasure. Do you understand?
My head is spinning. But you'll like it too? He gives a wolfy grin.
More than you know.
Then Brax kisses me too. He's not nearly as gentle as Asher. His kiss is hot and demanding. The kind of kiss a man gives a woman when he never wants to be forgotten. My entire body feels warm and shaky as his tongue sweeps into my mouth and tangles with my own. Without thinking, my thighs spread further and I pull him in closer. I'm hot and achy, and I know I need more. I hope like hell that I can drown in this moment forever. Brax stops kissing me, and I whimper, wanting more, but I don't have to wait. He unbuttons my ugly work blouse and tosses it behind us, which is the exact moment I realize I'm wearing an ugly tan work bra rather than one of my sexy ones. Because with girls this size, you need support if you're going to be on your feet all day. I cover myself up, feeling embarrassed. These bras are supportive, I say, and it comes out defensively. Trent leans in and whispers in my ear,
You want to know a secret? We don't give two fucks about your bra. We're interested in what's underneath it.
My heart? I ask, my pulse pounding in my ears. He chuckles, and the sound is low and sexy.
That, along with those gorgeous breasts.
And maybe he's lying, or we're on a hidden camera show like the Chunky and her hunks. But I don't care. His words are perfect. They're just what I want to hear, and I need this tonight. I need to pretend I'm beautiful and loved and important to someone other than my best friend. Okay, I say, and then Trent turns my face and starts to kiss me too. It's amazing, because his kiss is just like him. Light and teasing, but sexy in a completely unexpected way. When I wake up, I'm disoriented for a minute before I remember that I'm in a bed surrounded by 3 gorgeous men after being together all night, and that I need to get my butt in gear because Willow and I will be leaving town in just a little while. I lift my head, glance at the clock, and hold back a groan. 1 hour. Willow will be at my apartment in 1 hour. I can't deal with waking these guys up, so I untangle myself as carefully as I can from them, like I'm defusing a bomb. But rather than sneaking out when I'm free of them, I stay and stare. My heart aches a little as I look at them. They're godlike beautiful, but they're also gentle, kind, and smart. They're the kind of men most women search a lifetime for, and I had found them and had to leave them. I tell them goodbye in my mind, then collect my clothes, dress, and head out. By the time I reach my car, I'm crying a little, which is silly. It's not like that was love. It's not like there could be anything real between 3 men and me. It was just a night, a fantasy. I'll never see them again, so it's better if I just forget them altogether. Not that I ever could, but I'll try. Going to Sleepy Hollow with Willow is my future. Running our restaurant will be my life. I'll meet new people, make new friends, and date. No, I don't expect to meet guys like that, but it'll have to be enough for me. Because that's life, and life doesn't always work out the way it does in fairy tales. I'd learned that lesson well.
Chapter 5. Brax. My dreams are filled with our sweet Clover. The instant I scented her in that alley, I knew she was our mate. We came to town on pack business, hopeful that we could create a better life for our people. But of all the things I thought might happen, I could have never been prepared to find our mate. She'll change everything. Not just for my best friends and I, but for our whole pack. As mate to their alpha, to me, she will be my Luna. Not only that, but she'll be mate to Trent, my beta, and mate to my delta, to Asher. I had always hoped that we would share a mate, but things don't always happen the way we want. Only this time it did. Somehow. Finding her is the single greatest thing that has happened to us. Ever. Of course, our stay will have to be extended, but our pack will understand. As a human, she will need to be wooed before we bring her back to Sleepy Hollow. We'll need to date her, to spoil her, and eventually, when she's ready, tell her what we are. After all of that, we'll take her home, bring her to our pack, and our world will be better because she's in it. Our mate, our beautiful, funny, strong mate. A woman who handles mace like a warrior. A woman who has been hurt, who has vulnerability hidden beneath all her toughness. Vulnerability I hope one day she'll share with us more, when we've earned it. With us she will never know sadness or loneliness, not if we can help it. With us she'll never again say things that imply she's any less than other women. She'll see that she's a queen, above all others. With time, we just need to be patient. Reaching across the bed, I expect to feel her soft skin, but all I feel are muscles. My eyes pop open, and I see Trent and Asher asleep, but no Clover. A growl builds in the back of my throat, but I tell myself to calm. She must simply be in the bathroom. I slide out of bed and go searching for her, but it quickly becomes apparent that she's nowhere to be found. She left. My jaw hardens. If she thinks we'll give up so easily, she's wrong. We will go to that house of Dick's every day until she agrees to go out with us again. We'll stop at nothing to make her ours. She'll see that soon enough. Still, my wolf is angry, and I know when the others awaken, there will be hell to pay.
This has been Her Fated Wolves, written by Lacey Carter Andersen, narrated by Elevenlabs, copyright Lacey Carter Andersen.